Faith has always been the silent ghost walking beside Jamie and Claire. She was their first child, their deepest heartbreak, and the one story thread that never seemed to find closure. Yet now, with Blood of My Blood on the horizon and Season 8 preparing to bring Outlander to its grand finale, the possibility of Faith's mystery finally being answered feels closer than ever. Think about it. Outlander has always been about connection across time. Lovers across centuries, families split and reunited, visions that break the rules of reality. Faith fits into this pattern. She is the unseen link in the Fraser family's chain, the piece of their legacy that has waited quietly for meaning. Maybe her story will not be about life lost, but about love eternal. If Blood of My Blood gives us a glimpse of the spiritual weight of the Fraser bloodline, Season 8 could bring it full circle. Faith may not return in the flesh, but her presence, through visions, echoes, or the lives of her family, could finally complete Claire's journey. A moment of peace, a final goodbye, or even a whispered blessing could transform decades of grief into closure. And that is why this mystery matters. Outlander has never been only about battles, politics, or history. At its heart, it's about love. Messy, painful, timeless love. Faith embodies that. She reminds us that even the briefest life can carry endless meaning. And if the writers choose to honor her in the end, then fans will walk away knowing her story was never forgotten. So now the question lingers. Will Blood of My Blood and Season 8 finally reveal Faith's true purpose? Or will she remain a ghostly reminder of what was lost? Only time, and perhaps time travel, will tell. Until then, keep your theories alive, keep your faith alive, and remember, in Outlander, no story is ever truly over. In the end, Outlander is not just a story of love across centuries. It is a story of threads. Some threads are bold and clear, like Claire and Jamie's bond, while others are faint, waiting to be woven back into the fabric. Faith is one of those threads. She has always been there, quiet but unforgotten, waiting for her moment to shine again. With Blood of My Blood, the roots of the Fraser family will finally be explored. With Season 8, the last chapter, every unresolved question must find its answer. And that is why fans feel the pull toward Faith's story, because it is the one mystery that still aches, the one loss that has never been fully healed. Perhaps Faith will appear in visions, perhaps she will echo through Brianna's children, or perhaps her role will be revealed as part of a destiny far bigger than anyone imagined. However it unfolds, her name already tells us what she represents. Belief. The belief that love is eternal. The belief that family bonds never die. The belief that even in tragedy, there can be meaning. As the curtain prepares to fall on Outlander, one truth remains. No story in this world is wasted. If Faith returns to the forefront, it will not only give Claire and Jamie closure, it will give us, the viewers, the chance to grieve, to heal, and to finally understand why this child mattered all along. So as we wait for Blood of My Blood and the final season, one question stays with us. Was Faith's life only a tragedy? Or was it the hidden key to the Fraser legacy? The answer is coming, and when it does, it may change the way we see Outlander forever. What if one of Outlander's greatest heartbreaks wasn't just a tragedy, but a hidden clue? What if the story of Faith, Claire and Jamie's first daughter, is more than just sorrow, and the key to understanding the Fraser legacy? Fans have mourned her loss for years, but with the upcoming prequel Blood of My Blood and Season 8 of Outlander, whispers suggest her presence may finally find new meaning. Could the mystery of Faith be solved after all? Faith's story begins in the glittering but dangerous world of Paris during Season 2. Claire, carrying Jamie's child, hoped this baby would be a symbol of love and healing after all the turmoil they faced in Scotland. Instead, her pregnancy became surrounded by tension, illness, and betrayal. Alone, frightened, and vulnerable, Claire endured a brutal labor at the hospital run by Mother Hildegard. What followed is one of the most heart-wrenching scenes in Outlander. Claire giving birth to a stillborn daughter, whom she named Faith. Faith's death shattered Claire. Viewers saw her cradle her baby, describe her as beautiful, and grieve in silence before being forced to let go. This moment left scars on Claire's soul that never truly healed. For Jamie, too, it was devastating. His absence during the birth haunted him with guilt. Faith's memory lingered as a shadow between them, a wound neither time nor adventure could erase. But Faith's presence didn't end in Paris. Throughout the series, subtle echoes remind us of her. Claire's recurring reflections, the way she speaks of her daughters, and even her protective nature over Brianna show how Faith shaped her as a mother. Faith became not only a lost child but also a silent thread woven into the Fraser family's destiny. And yet, despite her importance, Faith's story has always felt incomplete. Viewers have wondered, why did Diana Gabaldon give her a name, a presence, and such emotional weight if she was never meant to matter again? Was Faith only a symbol of grief? Or was she always meant to connect to something greater, perhaps even something beyond time? This is where speculation grows, because Blood of My Blood might not only expand Jamie's ancestry, but also finally circle back to answer the haunting question: what was the deeper meaning of Faith's short but powerful existence? When news of the prequel Blood of My Blood broke, fans expected a story about Jamie Fraser's parents, Brian and Ellen, a love story set long before Claire stepped through the stones. But what if this series is not just about telling a romantic past? It could also be the missing puzzle piece that explains the mysteries still haunting Outlander. Think about it. Brian and Ellen's love created the Fraser line. Every choice, every sacrifice they made shaped Jamie into the man we know. Their story is not just history, it's the root of everything. And if Outlander has taught us anything, it's that roots matter. Time bends, families connect across centuries, and the smallest detail from the past can ripple into the future. That's why Blood of My Blood feels more than a simple backstory. It could be the key to closing open wounds, like Faith's. The very title holds weight: Blood of My Blood. It doesn't just describe Jamie and Ellen's bond. It speaks to legacy, to children lost and found, to the idea that family ties never vanish, not even through death. In Outlander's world, blood is not just life. It's connection, destiny, and sometimes prophecy. If Diana Gabaldon and the showrunners are framing this spin-off as part of the larger Outlander tapestry, then it's not unreasonable to wonder if Faith's spirit or purpose may echo within it. After all, Jamie and Claire's love story has always been painted as epic, timeless, and touched by forces beyond their control. Could Blood of My Blood reveal that this mystical element was always in the Fraser bloodline? Could it show us that Faith, though gone too soon, was always part of that story? By revisiting the past, this spin-off might not just expand the Fraser history, it may help bring healing and meaning to one of the most tragic losses in the saga. And in doing so, prepare the ground for Outlander's final season to finally give closure to Faith's mystery. Faith has always been more than just a child lost too soon. Her presence lingers like a whisper, a ghost woven into Claire and Jamie's journey. But what if her story isn't finished? What if Blood of My Blood is the doorway that transforms Faith from tragedy into legacy? Outlander has never been only about romance. It's about time, fate, and the strange ways the universe ties families together. Faith was born in Paris, far from Scotland, far from Jamie, and in the shadow of politics and betrayal. Her short life seemed cruelly unfair. But in storytelling, unfairness is rarely meaningless. Diana Gabaldon herself has said that no thread in Outlander is wasted. If that's true, then Faith's thread must lead somewhere. Here's where Blood of My Blood matters. By diving into Jamie's parents, Brian and Ellen, the prequel isn't just about telling a love story. It's about uncovering the spiritual foundations of the Fraser line. Imagine if Brian or Ellen had visions, dreams, or encounters that hinted at future generations. Imagine if the mystical pull of the Fraser bloodline wasn't random, but something passed down. In that sense, Faith could be more than a daughter lost. She could be a symbol of that bloodline struggle between destiny and tragedy. Fans have long noticed that Claire experiences visions, moments where the veil between worlds feels thin. What if Faith too remains part of that space? Not alive, not forgotten, but connected through the same mystical threads that let Jamie appear to Claire at Craig na Dun, or Brianna dream of her parents across time. Blood of My Blood could show us that this spiritual bond began long before Claire stepped into the 18th century, and Faith might be the one who makes that connection clear. Faith's name itself suggests belief, hope, and unseen strength. Perhaps she was never meant to live in the world we see, but to live in the story's unseen heart, guiding, haunting, reminding. And now, with the prequel exploring the very origins of the Fraser blood, her mystery may finally shift from heartbreak to purpose. For years, fans have whispered theories about Faith, what her short life really meant, and why her presence still lingers in the Fraser saga. Many believe she is more than a symbol of loss. She may be part of a larger prophecy that Outlander has only hinted at. Think of how time in this universe is never simple. Claire travels through stones. Jamie appears to her in ghostly form 2 centuries before they meet. And Brianna dreams of her parents across time. These strange threads suggest that the Fraser family is touched by forces beyond reason. Faith, though gone, could be tied to those same forces. Some fans argue that Faith is a guardian spirit, silently guiding her parents, protecting Brianna, or even shaping the path that leads to Roger and Jemmy's survival. In this view, she never truly left. Others imagine a more ancestral role. Blood of My Blood could reveal that the Fraser line is marked by destiny, where each generation has a role to play in carrying forward love, sacrifice, and survival. Faith, though she never grew up, might represent the cost of that destiny. Her name, Faith, might not just describe Claire's hope, but a reminder to the family that their journey requires trust in things unseen. Then there are the boldest theories, that Faith could return, not in body, but in vision or dream. Outlander has always blurred the line between life and death, reality and spirit. What if in Season 8, Claire dreams of Faith as a young woman, or Jamie feels her presence during a moment of crisis? It wouldn't undo her tragedy, it would give it meaning. Prophecy in Outlander is never obvious. It whispers through old songs, carved stones, and ghostly figures. Faith could be one of those whispers. Not forgotten, not wasted, but a reminder that blood remembers and love stretches across time. Perhaps Blood of My Blood will finally show us that Faith's role was never to live, but to guide, and in doing so, turn sorrow into destiny. If Blood of My Blood lays the foundation, then Season 8 has the power to deliver the emotional reward. As the final chapter of Outlander, it carries the weight of closing every circle, and one of the biggest circles still open is Faith. For years, Claire has carried the ache of losing her firstborn, a wound she never hides, but also never heals. What better way to end this saga than by transforming that pain into something greater? Imagine Season 8 weaving Faith back into the story, not as a miracle child, but as a presence that gives Claire peace. It could be through a dream, where Claire finally sees Faith grown into the woman she might have been, offering words of comfort her mother has longed to hear. It could be through Brianna or Jemmy, where Claire sees echoes of Faith's spirit living on in her descendants. Or it could be more mystical, perhaps a vision shared between Claire and Jamie, reminding them that Faith was never lost, only waiting in the unseen. Such a moment wouldn't erase the grief. Outlander has always been honest about sorrow, but it could give that grief meaning. By acknowledging Faith one last time, Season 8 could honor her place in the Fraser family, turning her story from tragedy to legacy. The same family bloodline explored in Blood of My Blood could circle back to show that even the child who never grew up still shaped the destiny of generations. And think of the emotional payoff. After years of heartbreak, fans would finally see closure. Claire's journey would feel whole, Jamie's guilt would find release, and Faith's name would become more than a memory. It would become part of the Fraser prophecy. In the end, Faith could remind us of Outlander,